Welcome back to channel USD Coins, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, to another fascinating deep dive into the world of rare coins. Today we have something truly special, one of the most iconic coins in American history that still fascinates numismatists across the globe. That is none other than the 1967 United States Liberty Quarter Dollar. This beautiful coin was struck during a remarkable period in U.S. history. Imagine the 1960s, an era filled with bold cultural change, the civil rights movement, the space race reaching its climax, and an American economy pushing forward into new frontiers. Amid all this change and innovation, the United States Mint produced millions of these gleaming quarters bearing the image of the founding father George Washington on the obverse and a proud heraldic eagle on the reverse. The design itself was created by John Flanagan in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. It became one of the most recognized coins in circulation and remains a timeless representation of the nation's ideals of freedom, courage, and endurance, yet the 1967 issue is particularly special. That year the U.S. Mint was not making traditional proof sets or mint sets like they did in other years due to a major coin shortage and the transition from silver coinage to clad coins. The 1967 quarter was produced without a mint mark, part of an era where coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco without indicating their origin as a way to discourage coin hoarding. It is part of the clad series, meaning it contains copper and nickel, rather than silver, making it practical for everyday circulation but also making perfect specimens difficult to come by. Fast forward to today and serious collectors and coin dealers recognize that a pristine 1967 Liberty Quarter Dollar in top condition is a rarity of the highest order. It is one of those coins that most people overlook when they check their change, not realizing that a very small number of these coins survived in superb condition, properly graded by leading coin grading companies. That is where the magic happens for collectors, where careful preservation and scarcity collide to produce immense value. You may have seen plenty of worn 1967 quarters in pocket change over the years, and they are often worth just face value. However, that is far from the end of the story. Professional numismatists look for coins with sharp strikes, perfect luster, and absolutely no signs of wear. Only the most exceptional examples receive top grades like MS67 or higher. These grades mean the coin is virtually flawless and possesses that extraordinary eye appeal that collectors dream of, and that brings us to the incredible numbers surrounding this coin's value. A truly superb example of the 1967 Liberty Quarter Dollar can sell for astonishing amounts. Experts and numismatic auction records indicate that some ultra-rare, top-graded specimens have reached prices that will make your jaw drop. That is because one of these elusive coins in immaculate condition can be worth an incredible $545,000 on the current market. That is not a typo. Let me repeat that. $545,000. This meteoric value is driven by its scarcity in perfect condition and its iconic status among United States coinage. Serious collectors view these coins not merely as money but as tangible pieces of history that evoke a sense of American identity. That is why coins like this one are often kept under strict security in vaults or displayed proudly at top coin shows. Every scratch, every tiny imperfection can mean the difference between a coin that is simply interesting and one that commands a fortune at auction. There is also the thrill of the hunt that cannot be overlooked. Many coin collectors continue to search bank rolls, old piggy banks, and estate sales hoping that they might find one of these special quarters tucked away and overlooked for decades. Imagine the excitement of pulling one of these treasures from circulation and knowing you could hold a small fortune right there in your hands. And as always, a big part of the fascination with coins like the 1967 quarter is their enduring connection to American history. Even though they were struck during the shift away from silver coinage, they serve as a bridge between the classic silver quarters of the past and the modern clad quarters we all use today. The 1967 quarter tells a story of transition, adaptation, and resilience, just like America itself. So, whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, the 1967 United States Liberty Quarter Dollar offers so much to appreciate. From its classic design by John Flanagan to its place in the story of American coinage and the truly astounding price that top specimens can reach, this coin deserves its revered status. Its value is driven by its rarity, its beauty, and most of all, its historical significance. Keep an eye on your pocket change because you never know when you might discover one of these treasures. Until then, keep exploring the world of coins and keep the spirit of collecting alive. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update on all things numismatic. See you next time. Today we have a truly spectacular treasure to dive into. The coin we are going to explore is none other than the 1982p Liberty Quarter Dollar, a coin that not only has a fascinating backstory but also holds serious allure for serious collectors. So sit back, relax, and prepare to discover one of the most intriguing quarters of its era, one that currently commands an astonishing value of $345,000. Let us begin by stepping back into the early 1980s. The United States Mint in Philadelphia was operating at a feverish pace, producing coins for a nation that was undergoing major economic and cultural shifts. The 1982p Liberty Quarter is often overlooked because most people assume all quarters from this era are just pocket change. However, serious numismatists know better. The story of the 1982p is one of scarcity, overlooked beauty, and gradual appreciation that has sent its value soaring. You see, most 1982p quarters went into circulation in a time when coin collecting was not as popular as it is today. The economy was adjusting, interest rates were high, and most everyday people were focused on making ends meet. Because of this, very few quarters were pulled from circulation to preserve as pristine examples. Minting quality in the early 80s was also not as strict as some later years, so perfectly struck coins with superb luster and sharp detail are exceedingly rare. What this means is that collectors today face a real challenge when they want to own one in top condition. The Liberty Quarter design itself also holds deep historical significance. The obverse features the stoic profile of George Washington, created by John Flanagan and first introduced back in 1932 to commemorate Washington's 200th birthday. The reverse celebrates the American eagle spreading its wings and signifying strength and freedom, which is especially meaningful considering the political and cultural atmosphere of America in the early 1980s. Over the decades, the 1982p Liberty Quarter Dollar has grown into one of the most highly sought-after coins of its era, especially in its uncirculated state. Many numismatists and investors admire this coin not just for its numismatic value but also for its representation of a transformative period in American history. Holding one in your hands truly connects you to the past, allowing you to appreciate the artistry, craftsmanship, and symbolism of American coinage, and when we talk about its value, we are entering another world altogether. The 1982p Liberty Quarter is not simply a collectible coin, it is a financial powerhouse. While most coins from this time period might barely reach a few dollars in pristine condition, the 1982p can achieve astronomical prices at auction. The most exceptional examples, especially those certified by top grading companies as Mint State, can and have been known to sell for upwards of $345,000. Let that sink in. A quarter that once bought you a gumball can now buy you a house. So why is this coin so valuable? Several factors come into play. Extreme scarcity in top grades driven by low survival rates, minimal pristine examples because most circulated in pockets rather than albums, the historical significance of the design, and of course the insatiable demand from collectors worldwide. It is the perfect storm for a numismatic gem that breaks records every time it appears on the market, and the intrigue does not end there. Even though millions of quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1982, finding one that matches the criteria serious collectors require is an ongoing challenge. Many have been worn down, damaged, lost, or simply overlooked for decades. This just adds to the excitement and treasure hunting aspect of the hobby. Imagine going through your spare change and realizing you have just stumbled upon one of these ultra-rare high-grade specimens. The 1982p Liberty Quarter Dollar is more than just a coin, it is a snapshot of American culture during a fascinating time period. It is a treasure that grows more desirable as the years go by, and it is proof that the most valuable collectibles often hide in plain sight. And that concludes our deep dive into one of the most remarkable quarters ever struck. Remember to check your coins, keep an eye out for mint condition examples, and most importantly, appreciate the stories and history behind the coins that pass through your hands every single day. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us if you have ever come across a valuable 1982p Liberty Quarter Dollar. Until next time, happy collecting and may your treasure hunts be successful.